What's up, Glowline fam? Get ready for a news blast that's going to blow your minds. First up, Oklahoma State Superintendent Ryan Walters is making waves by demanding a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk in schools across the state. And we're breaking down how the Tulsa Metro schools are responding to this controversial directive. Then, the shocking aftermath of the Charlie Kirk shooting continues to unfold. A man, Zinn, claimed he was the shooter, but police say it was a bizarre attempt to allow the actual gunman to escape. We're diving deep into the chaos and confusion surrounding this pivotal moment. But wait, there's more. Oklahoma's State Superintendent Ryan Walters is doubling down, urging all schools to honor the late Charlie Kirk with a moment of silence. And we've got the inside scoop on the district responses and the reasoning behind their decisions. And finally, the hunt for the motive behind Charlie Kirk's assassination heats up as investigators dig for answers, trying to piece together the puzzle of this tragic event. You don't want to miss this. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a beat. Oklahoma schools divided over Ryan Walters' Charlie Kirk moment of silence. Oklahoma State Superintendent Ryan Walters has issued a directive that's sending ripples through the state's education system. A moment of silence for the recently deceased conservative activist, Charlie Kirk. Walters announced that all Oklahoma schools would observe this moment at noon on September 16th, stating it was to honor Kirk's legacy and his work engaging students on topics like American exceptionalism and conservative values. However, the response from school districts across the Tulsa metro area has been far from unified. Many districts, including Tulsa Public Schools, Union Public Schools, Claremore Public Schools, and Owasso Public Schools, have indicated they will not be observing an additional moment of silence beyond what is already mandated by state statute. These districts cited concerns about disrupting the instructional day and the potential for such observances to be divisive or unnecessary. Union Public Schools specifically noted that an additional moment of silence would be disruptive, while Owasso Public Schools clarified that while they wouldn't formally observe it, individuals could participate in a personal moment of silence. Claremore Public Schools sent a statement to families, though the specific content was not detailed in the provided information. The directive from Superintendent Walters has sparked considerable discussion online and among parents, with some supporting the initiative to honor Kirk's memory and others questioning the appropriateness and timing of such a mandate. The differing responses highlight the complex landscape of education policy and the varying perspectives on how public schools should engage with sensitive or politically charged figures and events. Don't go anywhere, because the story behind Charlie Kirk's tragic death takes an even stranger turn. Next, we uncover the man who confessed to the shooting, but with a twist that will leave you stunned. Man claims he shot Charlie Kirk to aid actual gunman's escape. In the chaotic moments following the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk on the Utah Valley University campus, confusion reigned as police apprehended Zinn, a 71-year-old man who immediately claimed responsibility for the act. However, authorities soon clarified that Zinn was arrested for obstruction of justice and was not implicated in the actual shooting itself. Newly released police documents reveal Zinn's astonishing actions and statements right after the gunshot. He approached an officer, shouting, "I shot him, now shoot me," even as officers confirmed he had no visible weapon and his hands were empty. This repeated insistence, coupled with his refusal to reveal the weapon's location, led to his arrest. At the police department, Zinn invoked his right to an attorney and then changed his story, admitting he hadn't shot Kirk but had only claimed to do so to draw attention from the real shooter. He further stated he wanted to be a martyr for the person who was shot. Investigators believe Zinn's false confession significantly delayed the investigation into Kirk's death and diverted crucial law enforcement resources. It wasn't until nearly 48 hours later that Tyler Robinson was arrested in connection with the shooting. Police have not indicated any connection between Zinn and Robinson, or if Zinn had any prior knowledge of the planned attack. Zinn has been booked into the Utah County Jail on a second-degree felony charge of obstruction of justice. The incident raises serious questions about the immediate aftermath of the shooting and the motivations behind Zinn's bizarre confession. We've seen how schools are reacting and the confusing circumstances surrounding the arrest. But the push for a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk continues in Oklahoma, and we've got the latest on Superintendent Ryan Walters' stance. Stick around. Oklahoma Superintendent Ryan Walters mandates moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. Districts push back. Oklahoma State Superintendent Ryan Walters has formally instructed schools across the state to observe a moment of silence in honor of the late conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Walters announced that this moment would take place at noon on September 16th, emphasizing its purpose to commemorate Kirk's dedication to engaging young people in discussions about American exceptionalism, Christianity, and conservative values. He described Kirk as someone who challenged students to think for themselves, value free speech, and engage in meaningful debate. Walters' directive, articulated in a letter to parents, invited everyone across Oklahoma to unite in remembrance. He stated, "This moment is about coming together to honor a man who believed in empowering the next generation with courage and conviction." However, participation in this moment of silence is not mandatory for schools. In response, several prominent school districts have indicated they will not be implementing an additional moment of silence. Leaders from Edmond Public Schools, Mustang Public Schools, and the Deer Creek School District all stated their decision not to participate, explaining that they already observe a state-required minute of silence for reflection and prayer. Deer Creek Superintendent Jason Perez specifically called the additional moment of silence both unnecessary and creates an interruption to the instructional day. The situation highlights a tension between state-level directives and local school district autonomy, particularly concerning observances that may carry political or ideological weight. While Walters aims to honor Kirk's legacy, many districts prioritize minimizing disruptions to academic schedules. This moment of silence directive is just one piece of the puzzle surrounding Charlie Kirk's death. Next, we delve into the ongoing investigation into the motive behind the assassination. You won't want to miss these critical details. Investigators scrutinize motive in Charlie Kirk assassination. The investigation into the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University is intensifying as authorities work to uncover the motive behind the assassination. Kirk was shot and killed during a speaking engagement, an event that triggered a multi-day manhunt culminating in an arrest. While the circumstances of Kirk's death are tragic, the focus has now shifted to understanding the why. Investigators are meticulously examining all aspects of Kirk's life, work, and recent activities to identify potential threats or conflicts that could have led to such a violent act. This includes reviewing his public statements, private communications, and any known disputes or controversies he may have been involved in. The arrest of Tyler Robinson in connection with the shooting marked a significant step, but the underlying motive remains a critical piece of the investigation. Unraveling this will be key to understanding the broader implications of the event and ensuring accountability. Community reactions have ranged from shock and grief to calls for increased safety at public events. Analysts are closely watching the investigation's progress for insights into the security challenges faced by public figures who engage in potentially polarizing discourse. That's all the breaking news for now, but don't click away just yet. We've got a lightning round recap of all the major stories and a massive call to action coming up right after this. And that's a wrap on today's whirlwind of news. We saw Oklahoma schools divided over Ryan Walters' call for a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. We uncovered the bizarre confession in the Charlie Kirk shooting, where a man claimed to be the gunman to help the real killer escape. We revisited Oklahoma Superintendent Ryan Walters' push for a statewide moment of silence for Charlie Kirk amidst district pushback. And we're keeping an eye on the ongoing investigation into the motive behind Charlie Kirk's assassination. Phew, what a show! If you got value from this, do us a solid. Smash that like button, subscribe to Glowline for your daily dose of news that matters, and ring that notification bell so you're always in the know. Drop a comment below telling us what you think about these stories, and don't forget to follow us on all our social media channels for even more updates. We'll see you in the next one.